Hey everyone.
Today, I'm going to walk you through a film where a bunch of young folks take advantage of some riots to pull off a heist in the suburbs. While running from the cops, one of them gets banged up bad. The group splits. Two haul the injured guy to the hospital, while the others duck into a motel near the border, totally unaware of the nightmare they're about to stumble into. Yasmin, pregnant by Alex, was set on getting an abortion. Their relationship was falling apart, and they'd already called it quits, but she never got the chance to go through with it. She teamed up with her brother Sammy, Alex, Fareed, and Tom for the robbery. It all went down during riots, sparked by an ultra-right-wing candidate winning the election. In the middle of the heist, Sammy took a bad hit, but they managed to get away. The cops were right behind them, and Alex dropped a few with his gun. That gave them just enough time to hide out in a deserted building. There, they came up with a plan. Tom and Fareed would grab the cash and head to the Dutch border, crashing at some low-profile motel. Alex would take Sammy to the hospital, then he and Yasmin would catch up with the others. That's what they did. But when Sammy got to the hospital, he didn't make it. Before he passed, he begged Yasmin not to abort the baby. She didn't want to leave her brother's side, but a hospital security guard showed up, and she had to bolt. On the way to the motel, Tom pulled the car over and told Fareed to get out. He said he was planning to ditch the crew and take off with the money. After scaring the hell out of Fareed, Tom cracked up and said it was just a joke. Then they spotted a creepy little motel in the middle of nowhere and decided to stop there. Inside, they were met by Gilbert and Claudia, who wasted no time flirting with the guys, dropping hints they were up for some fun. Once the guys were loosened up, Gilbert called in Guts, who told them to take the guests to their room. First, the girls got them drunk, then led them upstairs for some wild action. Fareed stayed out of it, though. He said he had a girlfriend and just recorded the whole thing on his camera. When it was over, Guts invited them to sit down for some gross meat stew. Then he started force-feeding his mom, which totally ruined the guys' appetite. Tom tried to sweet-talk Gilbert into another round, but she turned him down flat. That got under Tom's skin, so he and Fareed went back to their room. While they were chilling, Yasmin called to say Sammy had died in the hospital. Not long after, Gilbert showed up, and Tom thought she was there to make nice. Wrong. She brought her brother Carl, who started pushing the guys around. Tom clocked him in the face, and he and Fareed made a run for it. But downstairs, Guts pounced. He beat Tom senseless and left. Carl kept Fareed pinned with a gun. Tom, tougher than he seemed, got up fast. Carl shot his fingers off to keep him in check. That's when Fareed jumped Carl from behind, slashing him with scissors. The two bolted. Guts chased them down in his car and forced them off the road. They crashed into a well in an old mine. Crawling out of the wreck, they started searching for a way out, not even thinking about climbing back up. Before Carl and Guts attacked, Tom had texted Yasmin the motel's address. After the guys escaped, she and Alex rolled up to the place. Gilbert lied, saying their friends had gone to another motel and offered to drive them there. She took Claudia along. As they left, Carl radioed Guts to block the road. Meanwhile, bruised and bloody, Fareed and Tom stumbled through a dark tunnel to a hole in the wall and figured crawling through was their best bet. Tom went first, Fareed right behind. At one point, Tom got stuck, but Fareed pushed him to keep moving since someone was crawling after them. When Tom reached the other side, a psycho named Hans smashed him in the head. Seeing his buddy dragged off by some huge creep, Fareed backtracked. In the pitch-black tunnel, he saw shadowy figures creeping toward him, ready to feast on human flesh. Fareed freaked and ran. Right then, Gilbert and Claudia brought Yasmin and Alex to the other motel. Really, it was Hans's hideout. His wife, Eva, was there, along with their messed-up kids who were chasing Fareed through the underground passages. The head of this sick family was a fascist named Von Geiler. When Yasmin and Alex got to the living room, Alex hit the bathroom. Afterward, he wandered into the pigsty, where Tom was strung up on hooks, barely alive. Tom begged him to get out, but Alex tried to free him. When that didn't work, he rushed back to the house. Yasmin had already met the family's patriarch. A panicked Alex burst in, trying to pull her out. Yasmin pushed back, demanding to know why he was freaking out. Alex drew his gun, but she kept blocking him. That gave Von Geisler time to call Carl, who shot Alex in the shoulder. The former lovers were chained and shackled to a wall in the pigsty. Gilbert and Claudia handled it. Those girls were scary strong. The old man was stoked to have a breeder in his clutches. He wanted Yasmin to marry Carl and pump out kids. Hans and Eva's children were deformed, so they kept them hidden underground. But Yasmin was healthy and could give von Geisler's favorite son a strong heir. While Hans chained Yasmin and Alex, Eva bled Tom dry. Soon, he'd be carved up, cooked, and served for supper. Meanwhile, Farid reached a storage room where the Geilers kept their winter stock. No canned veggies here, just salted human bodies. One girl was still alive, her eyes opening as Farid passed by. Wounded Alex wasn't about to sit there like a caged animal. He yanked his chain with everything he had, snapping a link. He tried to break free completely, but it didn't work. He told Yasmin to run. After some hesitation, she agreed. She dug under the door, crawled out, and took off. But in an open field, she ran into Götz's car and flagged him down. Not suspecting anything, she asked for a ride to safety. Götz agreed but drove her straight back. When Yasmin caught on, he forced her to shut up and stay still. Around the same time, Farid ambushed Carl in a corridor. He smashed him with a sledgehammer, but instead of finishing him, dropped the weapon and started kicking him. Hans snuck up and cracked Farid in the face with a rifle butt. Farid didn't go down. He just got up and ran. Hans fired at him, but of course missed. The big guy went after him, and Farid thought hiding in a random room was a smart move. Hans knew he was in there and pumped steam into the room. Somehow, Farid had locked himself inside and couldn't get out. He got burned bad and died when Hans opened the door. When von Geisler heard Yasmin had escaped, he crushed Alex's legs to make sure he couldn't run. They soon dragged Yasmin back to her ex. The old fascist decided to shoot Alex dead. Then he told Hans to preserve Alex's body, and Hans packed it in salt in a tub. Yasmin was left alone. Gilbert and Eva took her to clean up. After washing the filth off Carl's future wife, Eva realized Yasmin was pregnant. They locked her in a nicely furnished bedroom. When she woke, Eva came in with a drink to make her more open to Carl. Eva told her story. As a kid, she was taken from her family. They promised her parents would come if she obeyed the lunatics, so she did. She slept with Hans and had his kids. Now, they sent her to Yasmin to cut her hair. Her black hair pissed off the old man, so it had to go. Then they brought Yasmin to a family dinner. Von Geisler gave a toast, naming Carl the new head of the family. Götz and Hans weren't happy. Their dad always favored Carl. Dinner started, but Yasmin wouldn't eat, suspecting they were serving her friend Tom. The old man told Carl to calm his wife with a kiss. Carl did it. Yasmin grabbed a knife and held it to von Geisler's throat, demanding everyone drop their guns. No one listened. Hans thought he could shoot Yasmin without hitting his dad. Instead, he killed the old man. Carl shot Hans in return. Yasmin ran, not outside, which would have been smart, but underground. She took a lift into the mine looking for a way out. Carl and Götz went after her. Yasmin hid in the human corpse storage, but Götz found her. He beat her down, but she crawled to an axe and chopped his leg when he got close. Then she pushed him onto a circular saw, spraying blood everywhere. Soaked in gore, Yasmin kept going. Carl found her. They ended up in the lift together, and as it hit the surface, Carl tried to shoot her. Eva shot him in the head instead. Eva helped Yasmin escape, but wouldn't leave herself. Her crazy mutant kids lived underground. Yasmin got in Alex's car, but couldn't start it without the keys, which were still with her dead ex. She found his body, then his clothes, and grabbed the keys. But the Geiler daughters showed up, firing at her with a shotgun and machine gun. Yasmin shot some gas canisters behind the cannibals, and the explosion took them out. Eva got caught in the blast, but survived. Gilbert made it too, with just scratches. She rushed out of the barn with a rifle to kill Yasmin, but Eva stepped in to protect her. Gilbert made Eva back off, then thought it'd be cool to walk right up to Yasmin and order her to kneel. But she stalled, giving Yasmin time to knock the rifle away and tackle her into the mud. In the fight, Yasmin bit out a chunk of Gilbert's neck, and she died. The ordeal left Yasmin shaking like a drug addict, but she pulled it together and drove off. In the car, she screamed her head off, then saw a police roadblock. The cops made her stop, and Yasmin raised her hands, surrendering. That's where the movie ends. So, what's my take on this flick? Frontiers is a full-on bloodbath that doesn't spare the characters or the viewers. It's got this wild, brutal vibe that reminds me of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and other horror legends. The grim style and intense plot grab you, especially if you're into French new extreme horror. Some folks online call it too gory and meaningless, just violence for kicks. But for horror fans, it's a cult classic, definitely not for the squeamish.